The big board. What's on the big board?
Wow. What a weekend. Unbelievable weekend in college football and the NFL. I do need to apologize to Saints fans. I actually watched the game. It is my fault. I've really struggled with the NFL this year, other than watching Dak and some good games maybe on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I do not watch Monday Night Football. The games are not good, and by then I'm just, and I don't think Gruden's any good. I've never understood the love affair with Gruden. I think he's a terrible color analyst on TV. Everybody's good. Everybody's great. You know that whole thing.
Of course.
And so I watched the Saints yesterday, and I'm thinking after Breeze threw that unbelievable pass and catch from Brandon Cooks,
Right.
where he was triple coverage. Great throw, right down the right seam, right hash marks. And I'm thinking the Saints win, and then they decide to have the extra point blocked, and Denver returns it. Now, did he step out of bounds?
Yes.
If you're a Saints fan like Jackson,
Yes.
then there's no doubt. If you're a Denver fan, you're thrilled that you decide to wear white shoes, because if he had orange shoes or blue shoes on, which Denver, wears, maybe it's a different call after review. But I thought the Saints did, everything that they could do against a tough Denver defense, and then you lose 25-23. Brutal.
That game, I mentioned it before, and I'll always say stuff like this because I'm, of course, pro New Orleans and pro Saints. But that was a turning corner. If they could have turned the corner this season and possibly gone to 8 wins, which we've seen in the past, get you into the playoffs. And once you're there,
right.
What happens? Everything's up for grabs once you get there. Tough loss to swallow, and especially look, you got to get that call in New Orleans.
You got to get that call in New
Orleans. Well, you have to get that call in New Orleans. I couldn't believe it.
I'm not sure that's how it works, but I hate it for Saints fans because you may, hey, like you said, that may have been the game where you turn the corner and win a few games and trip into the playoffs. Who knows? Dak Prescott.
That guy.
Vegas had the Cowboys losing this game. They had Pittsburgh. They felt like this was going to be a game you could tell where Dak could go up and struggle. It was a very difficult game for the Cowboys. That's one of the most physical games I've watched this year. What the Cowboys and Steelers were doing to each other, holy smokes. I can't imagine how those guys felt after the game. I mean, that was just, it's one of the most physical ball games I've watched in a long, long time. So Prescott went for 319 and 2 touchdowns on the road against Pittsburgh. He's now won at Washington, at Green Bay, and at, I know he won at Cleveland, but at Washington, at Green Bay, and at Pittsburgh. And I thought Big Ben and the Steelers would win it, and yet the Cowboys are 8-1, and they've won 8 in a row. So Prescott with a big day, Ezekiel with a big day.
Massive.
And what do you say at this point?
You can say this is the best rookie tandem we have ever seen.
In the history of the league, probably?
Really, probably.
On offense, quarterback, running back duo?
I cannot
tandem?
I can't think of one other one. It's...
Yeah, I can't, recall the 80s and the 70s and the 60s.
Oh, yeah, with their
man,
drafts. But, man, you don't bottle this. That's got to be one of the hardest things to get right. To knock down 2 of your draft picks where they're both A's at the end of the year usually doesn't happen.
True. One being in the 4th round.
Yeah, your first round guy, you might give him an A or a B grade at the end of the year. They're both getting A's, and that doesn't happen.
Roethlisberger throws for over 400 with 3 touchdowns at home. Don't you win? Usually, you would think.
Typically.
Granted, they only rushed for 48 yards, so it was all on Big Ben. He's on. By the way, he is on when he's healthy. He is unbelievable, and when he's healthy, he's second best QB in the league. It's Brady and then Roth. He's just a beast.
That's correct.
Drew?
Is he a surefire Hall of Famer?
No doubt. He had already punched his. Yeah, he's
multiple rings.
Surefire Hall of Famer.
Him and Eli have had similar careers, haven't they? Do it a little different ways, but
yeah, totally different players because Roethlisberger scrambles around and runs around and extends plays, but they both have big arms and can drive the ball down the field in cold weather, which is where you win in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
and Roethlisberger and Eli have proved that they could do that.
Nothing like having Antonio Brown out there to go get it.
What about Dak's throw to Dez down the sideline under pressure?
He put it where only Dez could go get it, and that's what you're supposed to do. Hey, I can't.
Aikman was pretty blown away on that one because it looked like he was going to get sacked.
I keep waiting on him to make a mistake. I'm expecting a mistake.
Well, he is going to make mistakes. He's playing quarterback.
Well, the one game that he made mistakes, he came back and
won.
And won.
I guess I need to rephrase that.
Against the Eagles. Against the Eagles.
Oh,
Yeah,
Eagles.
I'm waiting on him to come out there and blow a game. And
Blow a game.
And
I
he
got
can't
you.
do it. He won't do it.
That's an interesting.
Didn't they say
approach.
Romo will be a healthy backup next week?
He will be
Yeah,
out
he
the
didn't
back.
dress out yesterday.
This week he will be dressed up.
I still get the sense Romo's going to play.
Why?
How?
Man, I
For
just
what?
Are you trying to win a Super Bowl or are you trying to make a guy happy?
$20 million, $21
I-
million.
To make him
doesn't-
happy? Trust me, Jerry Jones would forfeit that $20 million for a ring
That's
and a
true.
heartbeat.
For Jerry, that's really not a lot of money.
Yeah, that's not what he's worried. He's worried about that W and getting a
He's
big
hungry.
old ring.
He and Steven embraced. He and his son, they were so excited they gave each other a big hug in the suite after the game when Dallas won it. All right, Shea Patterson,
He did all right.
man, you look at those stats, 23 points in the fourth quarter. This is Hugh Freeze postgame. What does this win mean for your program?
We've been through so much this year, and most of us have been on the downside. Our kids fought so hard tonight, and we're shorthanded, don't have many linemen, quarterbacks. Shea played his guts out like we knew he would. Defense really played well in the second half.
Yes, they
I'm
did.
so proud of our kids, for our fans that came here, our program. It's a big win for us. We got to try to win a couple more and get to a bowl game.
I thought the defensive line in the second half with DJ Jones, Benito Jones imposed their will. Marquise Haynes, Isaac Gross, Fadal Brown. That group really set the tone for Ole Miss to shut down A&M and give Patterson and the Ole Miss offense the opportunity to score 3 touchdowns in the or score 23 points, in the fourth quarter.
How big of a win is this for this Ole Miss team?
It's huge for Freeze because of what's coming in the offseason.
Right.
And you could tell people were jumping ship last week on the boards, and there was a lot of doom and gloom. And all it takes is a win. You notice today, Mississippi State was absolutely humiliated and outclassed and smoked and beat and hammered and however else you want to describe it, in Tuscaloosa by Alabama, which, by the way, I said they'd score 3 points. I was actually right.
That's true.
I didn't think that they would score a touchdown against Alabama. They didn't. Their Mississippi State's wide receivers made sure that they didn't score a touchdown against Alabama, or didn't have a couple of opportunities to score a touchdown or two against Alabama. And just a week ago on Monday, MSU was coming off beating A&M. Should the Clarion Ledger's headline have been
Thanks.
Hail State beats up A&M,
For Ole Miss.
gives Ole Miss opportunity to beat A&M? Will somebody get Kellenberger on the phone? He may be wearing some skinny jeans and dining at Bouret in Oxford, but on the square, sashaying around, he may have his Shea Patterson shirt on. Maybe Kellenberger should go shirtless. You know, we gave Patterson the shirtless Shea nickname last week, but we got to have a better name after he dropped dimes on A&M in the fourth quarter to score 23 points.
I'm going to have one.
But I may have the right Clarion Ledger headline. Hail State beats up A&M to allow Ole Miss to grab road victory over Aggies. Does that fit?
I mean, I think that's
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
All right, that's the big board, guys. That is the big board brought to you by Dr. Kirk Jeffries and Eye Care Professionals on Lakeland Drive. From a routine eye exam to blade-free LASIK and cataract surgery, call Eye Care Professionals.